but I want to move on to 624 Tucker Street. This one occurred at 11:44 p.m. on Monday evening. My victim is Travis Hubbert Jr. He's 20 years old with a date of birth of 9/12 of 2002. A suspect vehicle drove by the residence at 624 Tucker Street and fired shots at the victim and the house. So my victim was struck a couple times, and as a result, he passed away as a result of his injuries. Standing with me is the family of Travis Hubbert, and I'm going to allow them to say a few words because this one we're going to need some assistance on. This one we're going to need the support of the community. This was a good young man who was loved by both the community and his family, and this one we need people to come forward and speak up so that we can generate leads, so that we can get closure for this family. There's nothing that we can do at this point that's going to bring Travis back, but we will do everything in our power to make sure that the person responsible for shooting and killing Travis is brought to justice. We have got to stop this. We have got to stop the senseless violence that is going on in this community. And this case right here is just another example of that. So I'm going to step aside and I'm going to allow the family to speak. And then if I need to circle back to the previous incident that I just discussed or any other incidents, I'm willing to do so.
Oh, hello everybody. This is a real difficult moment for me. Being my grandson, he was an adorable kid. He was a diamond to me. I loved him. It's just difficult, and I'm not understanding why would someone want to do that to him, because he just was an angel. I know we all make mistakes and we all have enemies, but this gun, that doesn't solve it by killing someone's loved one. The person have taken away my grandson, a new father to be, a son, a brother, a nephew. It's just, I feel like I'm in a nightmare, and it just doesn't make any sense to just, if you're gonna fight, just fight and leave it alone, but put the guns down, because this right here is hurting not only me, it's hurting my whole family. We can't bring him back. Every time I look at a picture, I get choked up. I won't hear his voice anymore. I believe in God, and I know God is going to bring it to an end. I just want all the gun violence to stop, because you're not only just hurting the person you killed, you are hurting the whole family. And you can't piece a broken heart back together. You can't. So that's all I have to say. Just turn yourself in or give someone some information on what's going on with this case, please.
How y'all doing? I'm Michael. My brother was the one that was killed. He was the best brother I ever knew. He was everything to me. Y'all took him away. It's gonna be up to even. That's how it's gonna be. We gonna up it or we gonna even it out. Y'all better stay safe out there.
Good evening. My name is Charles Thomas. I'm here. Travis was a wonderful young man. I've known these young men since they were very, very small. What I would like to address, I'd like to address the streets and what's going on. I want to tell our young people, I promise you, you are being tricked. I promise you, you are being tricked. Somebody has convinced you that life is not important. I promise you, as you get older, the things that you should be focused on. You should be focused on your education. You should be focused on your families. You should be focused on having a good life. It's a lot of good life out here. We're losing you all at young ages. I promise you all it's been a trick. There is no even. There is nothing that can happen that can even this. We have been tricked. This has to stop. This absolutely has to stop. I grew up in inner city Jacksonville. I understand the pressure that exists, and I also understand that a lot of these kids are dealing with a post-traumatic stress syndrome. A lot of these kids have seen too much, things have happened, but I promise you, this is a trick. This has to stop. This absolutely has to stop. It's family after family after family who stood at these podiums and said the same thing. It's just a redundant talk. This has to stop. You have to value yourself, value your own life, value your family. No other mother should be standing here. We should be processing and trying to figure out what we can do to get you to college, get your trades, go out and see some of the world. Dying at 16, 20, 22, 25, this is senseless. This has to stop. So moving forward, I'm 100% committed, of course, with the chief, and we've spoke on numerous occasions, whatever we can do to assist as a community to address this, I'm 100% committed to doing that. But I just want our children to know that our children need to understand that they have been tricked. And if you keep falling for this trick, the collateral damage in losing is you. Your mother standing here at a podium. And 2 lives are lost. Because when they catch you, then your life gone. You gone forever. These people going to put you in jail for 100 years. We're losing this for nothing. Street credibility ain't real. You can't go to the bank and trade it in for nothing. It don't pay no bills. None whatsoever. There is absolutely you win nothing from this. And when you get to our age and you look back at your life and you try to figure out, like, what did I do? You'll pay. If nobody ever finds you, the karma will fight you forever. Your spirit will fight you forever. You cannot do this kind of stuff. This just simply has to stop. So I'm just here as a representation with the family. Like I said, I've known these young men since they were very, very small. This is a tragedy that there is no fixing this. But the reality is this needs to stop today. So young people, as you're out there and you're looking around, why don't you go focus on something that'll make your life good? Go sit down and think about some things that can actually benefit who you are and where you're going, right? And think about your families and the kind of, it's another child for to be born without a father. And this cycle just keep going. This needs to stop. There is no win here. Thank you.
Just real quick, I wanted to go back and just address something that Travis's brother, this family's coming from a place of pain. You can see that. This is a grieving family. This is a hurt family. But I want to tell the family, those behind me and those that are sitting in the audience, let us handle it. Let us handle it. We will leave no stone unturned. We will exhaust all investigative leads. We will handle it. What we do not need is any acts of retaliation on anybody's part in reference to this incident or any other incident for that matter. So I just wanted to clear that up, and I'll be meeting with the family even beyond this press conference this morning. And with that, I will open it up to questions.
Chief, may we get the grandmother's name, please?
That's up to her.
My name is Grace Robinson, and I have come up with the solution. I want to talk to the NAACP. I would like to start an organization with Grandmothers Against Violence, because this has really touched my heart, and my heart is broken. is broken, and I would like to get grandmothers that would mind to get an organization started, Grandmothers Against Violence, because maybe we could go somewhere with that.
Is that, did I hear Robinson or Robinson?
Robinson.
Robinson?
Grace Robinson.
Grace Robinson.
Mhm.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Chief, I had a question for you. You've had a busy first of the year. You've had 5 different shooting incidences, all gun related. Is there anything to attribute this to? People are saying we need more police on the streets. I know you guys infiltrate a lot of those areas. What can be done?
So we've had 5 incidents so far this year, but I just want to give you some stats going back to 2020. In 2020, for this same time period from January 1st until January 10th, we had 5 incidents. In 2021, same time period from January 1 to January 10th, we had 3 incidents. In 2022, same time period, January 1 to January 10th, we had 7 incidents. So in 2023, again, we had 5. So this isn't a huge uptick when you look at what's been occurring since 2020. Let me just be clear. 1 incident is 1 incident too many. Okay? So we have plans in place. We have extra people that are out there. The proactive efforts are in place to do what we can to prevent whatever we can prevent. A lot of these things, like especially if they're domestic in nature, if one person decides to shoot another person inside of a private residence, there's not a whole lot we can do as a police department to stop that. But we're out there in force, and we're doing what we can to get ahead of these incidents. A couple of the incidents that you mentioned, we had one on Lincoln Street, which was solved within 24 hours. We had another one on Hudson Street, which was also solved within 24 hours. And then the one on Shady Place, it's still an active investigation. But as I previously stated, right now that's looking like an incident of self-defense. So that the Tucker Street incident that we're primarily discussing, this is the reason I called this press conference to make this plea. To make this plea for this community to step up and do what they need to do the right thing, do what they would do if it was their own family member, or what they would want others to do if it was their family member, to bring justice and closure to this family.
Where are you at with that case? Do you have any suspects, any leads that you're looking into?
We don't have any suspects right now. We are still actively investigating, and we may possibly be releasing a vehicle description either today or tomorrow. We're not going to do that at this time because we don't want to do anything that would potentially jeopardize this investigation.
Chief, from previous experience of shootings in Daytona Beach, the News Journal has covered, we've noticed that it comes in waves.
It does.
Is this something that's happening again, and what is prompting these incidents so far as you are able to say at this point?
I wish I had those answers, Patricio, because if I knew, that would obviously be something that we would get ahead of. But again, some of these things, it's just where we're at now. It's the world we live in. People get in disagreements. People get into arguments, altercations. We have incidents of road rage that occur daily just from one person cutting in front of another person, and the next thing you know, a shooting occurs. That's just where we're at. A lot of this stuff we can only be reactive to, but we're doing our best to be proactive out in the community as far as tracking down career criminals and anyone else that may be running around with open warrants, especially anything related to violence. We're doing everything that we can to get these folks off the street to avoid further incidents.
And just to follow up on what Ms. Robinson said, she said, if it's a fight, just fight, put the gun down. Was this the incident with Travis?
We don't know yet. Travis was standing outside in the driveway. A vehicle drove by. Shots were fired. He was struck. So we don't know yet. We don't have a clear motive yet.
Mr. Thomas, would you introduce yourself to us and tell us your relationship to the young man?
So my name is Charles Thomas. I am a fraternal brother of the mother, and I've known these young men since they were literally since they were born. So I've worked with them over the years and saw them over the years. I own a local business here in the community, and I've done a lot of community work here in the community also.
Thank you, sir. Michael, would you do the same, sir? Young man.
What you want me to do?
Your name.
Michael.
What's your last name, Michael?
My last name Janie. I go by Chubbs. I'm a little brother. He knew what he was getting into. That's the consequence, but that's all right. We know what's up.
Would you encourage your peers to come to the police and not try to handle this on their own and stop this cycle?
It won't stop. It's never gonna stop. We live in America. We have school shootings. We have dumb stuff happening all the time.
What do you think could make it stop?
Nothing's gonna make it stop. To be honest, nothing will ever make it stop. It's always gonna happen. Violence is always gonna live on. It is what it is.
But you still think that other young people should do the right thing and come to the police, not try to handle this on their own?
They could, but no one's gonna make them. Everybody's gonna tell them not to. Everybody's gonna call them a snitch. Okay. So it's just people telling other people things. Gets in their head. It's gonna stay in their head, but it's not gonna stop. It won't ever stop. I won't encourage it, but it's not gonna stop.
You would encourage someone to come forward?
I would not.
You wouldn't?
No. It would never happen.
We good, man. We good.
Thank you.
Up or even.
Chief, can our viewers call the line if they have any information? Who would you like them to call?
Dave, do you want your extension to be?
Yes, that's fine, yes. 5310.
So anyone with information, we're encouraging them to call 671-5310. 671-5310. Anyone with information in reference to this homicide.